Before we get started, I wanted to remind everyone that we are all at different places in our businesses. Just because someone else is at a certain level or has systems that you don't have doesn't mean that you aren't doing things right. At Metro City, we are constantly improving, tweaking, and implementing new systems to leverage what we already have in place to make room for more growth. I hope that you take away something from today that helps you in your business, whether you are a single agent, you're starting a team, or you run a large organization. I'll start by introducing myself. I'm Sara Khoury, the Director of Operations for Metro City Property Group, and I have been on the administration side of real estate for 21 years. Our team has expanded to 30 agents. We have 4 staff members, and we did 545 transactions last year with a volume of over 200 million. This is only possible because of our systems. We have come a long way from the days of running operations on memory and muscle, but through the years, we have implemented various systems into place to maximize this growth. We're going to take the overwhelm out of this training. Every single one of us is really good in one area of our business and lacking in another, and every single area can have a system in place. You'll be surprised how simple some of these systems can be as well. So my goal has been to take one area at a time to make it better. Focus on implementing a new workflow into that area and then move on to the next. Doesn't have to be perfect, but it does have to improve. Once you continue to bolster these areas up with better processes, you can then go back to the beginning and improve again and focus on one at a time. There is nothing more defeating than trying to do too many things at once and then giving up altogether. So let's look at the main areas of the real estate business. You have incoming leads, listing coordination, sale coordination, and past clients. These are really the basic fundamentals. We don't need to get too fancy with all of the other distractions that can bog us down. So let's start with these. We have lead generation. So I'm not going to get into how to get more leads, what to say to them, or why they're important. There's lots of other trainings for that. Today is about what to do with them. So when you get a lead from your sphere of influence, an online lead generated lead, a realtor.ca or a sign call, and the list goes on, what do you do with it? Do you save the number in your phone? Are you putting it into your CRM? Do you write it down and go back when it's time to call? Everyone always asks us, what's the best CRM? What CRM do you use? And the best CRM is the one that you use. And for many of you, it's keeping it simple in an Excel spreadsheet. If you don't have a CRM or you aren't using yours, start simple. Use the spreadsheet. Keep track of this daily. Who is on your prospect list and who needs long-term follow-up? If you aren't going to use a simple spreadsheet, you aren't going to use a CRM that you're paying a lot of money for. Once you have worked past the simple spreadsheet, then graduate to that CRM. We use Follow Up Boss, which we love for many reasons. The tracking, the call recording, the automations, the integrations, and the list goes on. But again, start simple. Tag your clients appropriately. Who is a new lead? Who are you currently working with? Do you know their timing and motivation? Who is a long-term nurture? Who is a past client? It's important to classify all of your leads into these appropriate categories so that you can implement follow-up plans. If your database is disorganized, so are you. Once you get these buckets sorted, then you can add in your newsletters, automations, follow-up plans, but you have to walk before you run. Get all the basics lined up first, and then you can add the fancy bells and whistles. And believe me, if you aren't doing this now, it can become very overwhelming. Chip away at organizing these lists and set a date that you want these things completed by. This is how you can stay on track for implementing the next workflow to improve your business and save you time. From there, when you have a client ready to buy or sell, what happens next? Let's take the listing process. This is something we have honed over and over again, and I still have new things that I would like to implement for this year. We currently have 90 active listings on MLS, and the only way we are able to manage it is with tight systems that we are running. So make a list of what you would ultimately like to happen when your clients sign the listing paperwork. What are your next steps of communication? Who handles this process? Is it you or your admin? How much of this can you delegate to someone else without sacrificing the experience for the client? And these are all important questions to ask yourself as your business grows and you leverage your time. Are you installing the sign yourself, or have you delegated that to a sign service? How are you communicating with them? What's your photography process? How are you gathering the information for input on MLS? And who uploads it for you? How are you keeping them accountable and on time? When our listings are on MLS after a week, we provide a report to the sellers to give them an update on the action and what's happening surrounding their listing. Who's putting that together for you? How are you having this conversation? And are you setting yourself up for the price reduction? Are you waiting until your listing is about to expire, or are you doing this in advance because you have a system and a process for the time that it's been on MLS? And what is your process for when a tweak needs to be made to the listing that hasn't sold? And then, are you running open houses? There is a system for open houses that can be implemented as well. When do your signs go out? When is it posted online? Where are you posting it online? Are you door knocking beforehand? What are you saying when someone answers the door? All of these steps are a system or a workflow and should be thought out with care. There is nothing more tiring than winging it, hoping for a result. And speaking of results, this brings me to our next category, the sales process. When a deal is negotiated, what happens next? Are you submitting your documents to your office? Are you tracking the deposit, or is your administrator doing that for you? Sending everything to their lender or their lawyer? What's your timeline on this? And how are you keeping all of that organized? To get started, the simplest way is just setting reminders in your calendar. Instead of waking up in a cold sweat that you forgot to order the status certificate, and now you need to extend that condition. And we've all woken up in that cold sweat because we've forgotten things before, but it takes the burden off a lot when we have things systematized and ready to go for the morning. So let's take an inventory of all the different parts of your business. The last, and arguably the most important, is your past client follow-up. These are the people that already have dealt with you. So many of us turn to the next person in line for a home and drop the ball on the ones we already know and that already like us. What are you doing to stay top of mind? How are you tracking their anniversary dates? This is where the handy CRM automation comes in. What are you doing for them? Have you asked them for referrals? And how often are you contacting them? Past clients are a rich resource for repeat business and referrals. We can't forget about them, but that's the easiest thing to do. Now, this is my favorite part because I love numbers and tracking progress. So how are you tracking your results? Going right back to the beginning, track where your leads are coming from. Do you have more repeat and referral, or is it mostly new business? And what are those lead sources? How many calls are you making in a day? How many appointments are you booking? What's your conversion rate of these appointments? And digging in and finding out this information is really eye-opening. Many of us run our businesses on a feeling. You guess where things are coming from, but you truly have no idea if you aren't tracking it. If you aren't doing this already, do yourself a favor and take the time to look at the last 11-ish months before going into the new year. What conversions were your biggest success? And do you need to double down on these to get even better results to hit your goals? I'm sure that you will be surprised at these numbers as we were the first time we went through this exercise. And we do it for every single transaction. And then what are you spending on these leads? What's your ROI? Are you tracking where your deals come from? One of the first things we did for the team and looking into systems was tracking where every single deal came from. This can show you the health of your business and make it obvious where you need to fix things. If you are spending a few $1,000s a month on lead gen and you call all those leads and you feel like you're getting results from them, and then when you go to track how many deals you received and it was only a handful, you have to ask yourself, is the money you are spending worth those deals? Was your ROI good, or is it in the red? You truly don't know what's happening with your budget if you aren't tracking where every deal comes from. And then this will help you cut the spending you shouldn't be wasting and invest back into the business and other areas that you are making money. And when you spell it out, it's really simple, but you have to take the time to do so. And in the end, it will make you more successful. So that's my rundown of all the different areas and systems and processes and workflows that you can put into place. Um, and I'll open it up for any questions. Kevin, did you have any questions for me today?
No.
Because you know all our systems and processes already.
No, yeah. I mean, it all makes sense. I mean, I think the follow-up's the big one. Like keep it on top and reevaluating as everything in life. Always
Yeah,
look back.
exactly. Yeah, we just have to keep looping back and doing things and tightening it up as we go. But you see, we're always trying to do different things to implement and make things
Always,
better. Yeah,
you always change, right? You
that's right.
keep doing the same way, it's never gonna get better.
That's right. All right. Well, I won't keep you because I know you've got another training coming up later this morning, but thanks for coming on my training.
No problem. Great job.
Thanks, Kevin. Okay,
All right.
talk to you soon.
Bye.